Victoria Grant here, personal development coach and author, and welcome to this episode of Victory Granted TV. Before we get started, please go and click in the link below to download your free ebook, The 7 Habits of a Queen, and also to be added to the Victory Granted mailing list so that you never miss any of the useful resources that I share, some of which I might not share here on YouTube, so do go and sign up now. Okay, so there's a few things that I believe stop people from experiencing happiness and just living their best lives. And I know that for me, I had to really do some deep diving into the pits of my personality to kind of discover what it was that was holding me back from doing the things that I knew I should have been doing, not to only propel myself to the next level, but to also have a real sense of excitement and joy for every moment of the day. And to be honest with you, I played kind of like a cat and mouse scenario when it came to facing my own demons. And for reasons that I know now to be nothing more than fear, I chose to procrastinate and avoid the journey into self. But as I'm sure you know, the longer you try and avoid anything, especially your demons and your callings, the louder they scream out for you. You see, we're all here on this journey to uncover our truest and highest expressions of ourselves, right? And that's why it's so hard to be complacent, because no matter where you find yourself, there's always going to be a higher calling on your life. And so I knew that if I wanted to be the best I could be, I had to face the unknown, and not only face it, but embrace it. I realized, and I want you to realize too, that if you want a new life, to experience a happier and more successful version of you, then you have to be willing to change the parts of your personality that are no longer serving you. And our personalities are not concrete. They don't determine who we are, but on so many levels, and sometimes to our own detriment, right? They can just define us. So think about it. Your personality is literally just made up of your memories and the meanings that you placed on those memories. And as well as this, you've created habits, that are literally like mind programs that can download automatically every time you think, feel and act. But all of those things can be interrupted, reprogrammed, and you can begin to tell yourself a brand new story about your life. Now, I think that way too often people are looking for a shortcut. Yeah, a cheat, like a get there quick method. But that doesn't work when it comes to becoming the highest expression of you. That actually takes work and dedication. You're a masterpiece, and one that will probably have to just deconstruct some old ways of thinking and beliefs. And even though it sounds like hard work, it literally is what you're here to do. And I believe that if hard work pays off during and at the end, then it's worth it, right? But if you don't do it, and you choose not to sacrifice and do the deep digging that it's going to take, you're only going to experience ongoing pain. And let's be honest, that in itself is hard, right? So what's the answer? Well, I believe that there are a few major factors that I had to work on, and hopefully by implementing some of these, you should also begin to see some massive change and begin to make leaps and bounds of progress on your own journey. Okay, so the first thing is consistency. This is such a big player in determining if you're going to be successful or not, because way too often I feel like we give up without really ever knowing what was on the other side of the finish line. And that can be down to a few reasons, right? Now, a lot of the time, emotions and feelings can rule the day. And if you feel like the thing that you're trying to achieve isn't happening as quickly for you as you would like it, then you kind of just give up and move on to the next, right? It's that short-term mentality that we've been programmed into. It's as if we expect things to just manifest instantly, just how we want it, or we're not satisfied. Now, this instant gratification might be acceptable when it comes to our operations of our tech devices, such as instant downloads and communication ability. And these are luxuries that we've been accustomed to. However, they are man-made, and the way that nature works is quite different. You see, the eternal spiritual beings that we are, right, are definitely divine, infinite and instant manifestors, but the matter that we're made up of, our flesh, bone, our body, our human part, has been wired, to move through space and to create time. And because of this, at least in this realm, we experience a delayed gratification. You see, if you plant a seed, it needs time, or at least a perception of time, to grow and blossom. And we've come here to have the human experience, right? So just wanting everything now is kind of defeating the object of the game. Successful, happy people see things through, because it's the journey that counts, not the destination. And they've realized that it's the journey that shapes and changes you. The lessons and the triumphs, they're in the journey, and so is the happiness. Every day that you spend focused on being the best that you can be, whatever that means for you, right? It's another day made up of moments of just bliss that you can feel proud about. Don't let the destination steal your joy. So be consistent, believe in your vision, and have faith that if some idea was sent to you to achieve, then it's because you are more than capable of achieving it. And you deserve it. Don't self-sabotage with feelings of doubt. Trust me, you're good enough. And if it's been placed in your heart, then just see it through and enjoy everything that comes along the journey. The challenges, the sweat, the tears, the laughter, everything. Now, the next thing that I believe holds so many of us back from living our best life and experiencing true happiness is comparison, guys. Comparison is like the equivalent of someone holding a gun to your head and literally robbing you of your joy. I know it sounds drastic, but there is danger when you start to compare yourself and your life to someone else's, right? First of all, you don't know what anyone has had to go through to get where they are. And so comparison is always going to be invalid and unbalanced, yeah? It's easy to see someone who looks on the outside like they're living the life you've been visualizing. However, what you see is only the surface of what's really going on, and every level has a new devil, let me tell you. And what I mean by this is no matter what you achieve in life, more wealth, health, whatever, there is going to be something that you are going to have to battle with, whether it's physical, emotional, mental. Something is always going on. And so the only way to ever experience ongoing true happiness is to look within. They say if you go within, you never go without, right? You can't focus on someone else's success, when you're fully focused on your own. And what that means to you. Success for me is simply knowing that I invested the time I was given that day wisely and with gratitude. Now, it's also not a good idea to compare yourself to people who you feel like are in a worse off position than yourself, because that can lead to a false sense of security on your part. For instance, if you notice the type of TV soap opera dramas that they put on, the characters are usually, lazy and poor and unambitious and not very appealing. And the reason that these shows have become so popular, shows like EastEnders, for instance, is because on some level they make the viewers feel better about themselves. But that's a trap. Why would you want to compare your life to anything less than goals, right? And the more you do this and compare yourself to, people who you don't want to be like, then the longer you're going to purposely procrastinate from being the highest expression of yourself. Now, if you do want to compare yourself to anything, then compare yourself to who you were yesterday and make a conscious choice to be better today. Okay, so the last thing that I believe holds so many people back from being happy and living their best life is their feelings. I'm sure you know a time when you've really wanted to get something done and you had a feeling that convinced you to do the opposite, convinced you to do nothing at all, or just maybe to put that something off until a later date when you feel like it, right? It's imperative that when you make a decision to do something, or in this case, be something, your best self, then you become a constant master of those feelings, right? And most can be so powerful, but they're just indicators and they're here to serve you. You're the master, they're the servants. So when you receive guidance in the way of one of these emotions, if it's not going to serve your greater mission, then thank it for showing up and let that feeling go. As with everything in life, it's come to pass, it hasn't come to stay. Life is sometimes hard, yeah? It's hard to deal with, and usually to get to the other side of what it is you want, you probably have to experience pain. So deal with that. It's going to make you stronger and wiser, and trust me, you were built for this. So Don't be a wimp when it comes to being who you were created to be. Face the fears, slay the dragons, go deep into the belly of the beast if you have to, and just discover who you truly are. These are the main 3 factors that become the glue in living as your highest expression, okay? So be consistent, and if you make a commitment, honor it, yeah? Don't compare your life to anyone else's and rob your joy, and master those emotions. Okay guys, I think I've deep dived enough for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if there's any tips or tools that help you stay on your best life game. And don't forget to go and grab your free ebook, links below. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, of course. And if you love it, then do share it with others, okay? Once again, I'm Victoria Grant, you're amazing, and until next time, take care.